Hey guys, thank you for joining me. I recently lost a significant amount of weight and I want to talk about exactly how I did that and how you can do it as well. To give you an idea, up until recently, this is what I looked like. Now I know how it can be. I used to get frustrated all the time when I was trying to lose weight. You hear all kinds of things about how you do it, what you have to give up, what you need to do in order to lose this weight, and it can blow your mind sometimes and get overwhelming. And I went through that so many times, and it really doesn't have to be that way at all. It really doesn't. What I learned is it's not easy. Obviously, it's never going to be easy to lose a large amount of weight, but it's a simple process. It's really simple, and it really is just a matter of math and science. And if you follow it exactly the way it's supposed to be, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to do it. Um, I know you've heard this a lot. I heard this many times from people. It's a matter of calories in, calories out, and people will tell you that all the time, and it is actually true. It really is a matter of calories in, calories out. The problem becomes when you aren't doing it right. Now, first we need to get rid of this idea, basically this myth that you need to give up certain things, that you need to cut certain foods out, or that you can't eat past a certain time. I hear this all the time. Everybody's always saying, oh, I cut out all sweets, I cut out all sodas, I cut out all sugars or all alcohol, or I won't eat any red meat or any dairy, and I won't eat past 6 o'clock at night. All that stuff, just throw all those ideas out, because really, I've tried this all out. I went through periods where I would just cut out sweets only, or cut out sodas, and really it doesn't work, because then in that case you're not really doing anything for yourself. You're just cutting out one thing, but then you're gonna still eat another thing, and I mean, it might help a little bit, but you're not gonna really reach your goal, and you're not gonna have a lifetime, a whole lifestyle change that's gonna last a lifetime. It's only gonna last a few weeks, and then you're gonna go right back to the way you were before. Once you start as soon as you start drinking soda again, you're gonna start gaining the weight back again. You don't want to do that. The second myth you need to give up is this idea that everybody has a different metabolism. So some people are just luckier than others, and I'm just always going to be overweight because I have a bad metabolism, whereas so and so is always going to be skinny because they have a good metabolism. That's not true at all. There may be small amounts of differences in metabolism, obviously, depending on muscle weight or age or whatever. Your body, everybody's body is a little different, so there's going to be different amounts that we burn throughout the day. Small amounts though, and you can work around that. If you know how your body is, then you can work around that and just determine that based on the way your body is at the moment. But throw that idea away. Part of the main reason why we have differences is because every body type is different. Say someone is a foot taller than you, obviously they're going to be able to eat more than you can eat, and that was a problem I've always struggled with, being short. I've had taller friends all my life, and I've seen them be able to eat larger amounts, and they were always skinnier than I was, and it's just, that's just the way things are going to be. Everybody has a different amount of calories that they need to take in per day just to maintain their normal body function, their normal body weight. And there is a way for everyone to calculate this. So what you do is you take your body weight, multiply that by 11, and you will get the amount of calories that you need just to maintain your current body weight per day. Now I'm going to show you an example of exactly how you can do this. So basically, let's just say you're 250 pounds to start, and you want to figure out how many calories you would be needing to eat to maintain that weight every day. So you take 250, you multiply that by 11, and then you get 2750. So in order for a person to maintain a body weight of 250 pounds, they need to eat 2,750 calories a day. Now, say you want to lose even just a pound a week, to do that, you need to eat 500 calories less than what your maintenance mode is per day. So you take that minus 500, and you'd have to eat 2,250 calories a day. So now say you weigh 150 pounds, multiply that by 11, and now you can get an idea of how much less you have to eat in order to maintain that less amount of weight. 1650. So say your goal weight was 150 pounds, then you'll be eating 1650 to maintain 150 pounds once you get to that goal weight. So maybe a good idea is to set your weight, your calories per day at 1650 once you get closer to that goal weight. That way you'll know exactly how much you're going to have to eat to maintain that once you lose that weight and you become that weight. Now, one of the main features that I used in order to lose this weight was an app on my iPhone called MyFitnessPal. And many of you can get this for any kind of smartphone. It works for Android, iPhone. You can get it from the App Store. Good tool to use. I have been using it for years. I just wasn't using it the right way. And once I figured out how to use it right and actually follow it the way you're supposed to, that is the significant part of how this is done. And I understand some of you don't have smartphones out there. You don't have a way of doing this. You don't have enough room on your phone, maybe. In that case, maybe there are other ways to do this without it. You could do it the old-fashioned way by just kind of using either your phone or just maybe even pen and paper or something, just figuring out your calories that way. And definitely using that calculator tool that I just showed you will definitely help out with that as well in figuring out how many calories you need to eat per day as well. But if you're using MyFitnessPal though, it will calculate a certain amount of calories for you. It has a set amount that it will use as a minimum, as a very bare minimum that you can use. And that's basically, what doctors say scientifically what you should be eating as a minimum per day anyway. For men, it's 1,500. For women, it's 1,200. And they say not to go below that. So I think you should listen to the doctors and listen to MyFitnessPal and don't try to go below those numbers, even if you are at a lower weight, just because it might not be a healthy thing to do. You need the nutrients in your body in order to maintain an active and healthy lifestyle. Now, the thing with MyFitnessPal is a great tool to measure all kinds of different aspects for weight loss. You can keep track of your weight. I personally do it every day just for my own peace of mind, for my own good, so I know how much I weigh each day and I can keep a steady, keep track of it and see if I'm going up or down, whatever. I know a lot of people say you should only do it once a week. I know a lot of people tend to do that. That's fine as well. I just like to do it every day. Also, it monitors, it's a way, basically the way I put it, or the way I think of it is it's just an entire budget plan for your calories. Just the same way that you would do financially with money in a bank. If you budget your money based on rent, car payments, food, gas, all that kind of stuff. The same way you would do that is the way I think of it for calories. And once you are able to do that, then it really doesn't matter what you eat. If you want to eat 1,500 calories a day of just cake, you could do that if you wanted to. It wouldn't be healthy, probably wouldn't be recommended. I wouldn't do it, but you could do that and still lose weight. So that's not necessarily a bad thing if you want to do that. But obviously, you are going to want to eat healthier foods just to be a healthier person. But so the key is budgeting. And so I'm going to get a little more into it, more in depth with it. I'm going to actually show you inside the app how I do it and how it works. But for now, I'm just going to lay out the basics for you. So basically, another thing I would do each day is, since I'm budgeting my calories, I personally like to eat less earlier in the day, especially if I know that I'm going to go out that night, or maybe we're going to go for a couple drinks at a bar or something like that. That way you can still live your life, you can still have fun, you can still enjoy your time, but you can still be losing weight at the same time. So say I'll have a smaller breakfast, maybe like a little bowl of cereal and a coffee. And then for lunch, I'll eat something small. Sometimes I'll eat just like one of those little prepackaged salads, or like a little TV dinner or something like that, especially if I'm working and I know I don't need to eat a big meal at my lunch. I don't have that much time anyway. So if you eat something smaller during the day, then you have more room later on and you can eat a little more. I mean, doesn't mean you have to go crazy. It doesn't mean you got to go to a buffet and eat like tons of food and not keep track of what you're eating and eat like 2,000 calories. No, don't do that. That's where people fall flat. That's where I used to fall flat. Was I would eat such small amounts early on in the day, and then I'd get so hungry and then want to eat a bunch at night. And that's where the problem lies. Do not let your stomach take over your brain. You have to keep the budget, and you have to remain in your calorie budget. So for me, I would set it, for me personally, I set it for, most of the time that I was doing this, I would set it for 1,500 calories. Then say I would eat a small breakfast, and that would add up to maybe 200 calories. Then my lunch, I could eat maybe 400 calories, then I'd be at 600 calories by the time I got to dinner time. And then just think about that. That leaves me with 900 whole calories for anything I want to eat for dinner. If we want to go out to eat, or if we want to have some drinks or anything like that, that will all lay into a 900 calorie amount that I can eat for dinner. And this is excluding exercise, by the way, which I'm going to get into that in a second. But so just think about that. That's 900. That's a lot of calories. I mean, for some people, I guess. Not for me, what I used to do. I mean, I used to eat way more than 900 calories per day in just one meal even. It's very easy to lose track of that, especially when you're eating out and you're not paying attention to the calories you're eating. At most big chain restaurants out there, if you actually pay attention to the calories on the menu, a lot of the meals will be like 1,500, 2,000 calories in one meal. And you got to be careful about that. So that's why you got to pay attention to the calories every time you're eating too, including when you're out at a restaurant. A lot of times we'll actually split meals for that reason. So instead of eating 1,500 calories in the meal, we're now getting about 700 calories, and that's going to stay within your budget. Or you can look at the lighter side meals. There's a lot of them that are under 500 calories, things like that. And then even if you do that, then you still have room for maybe a drink if you want to go and have a drink later too. Or dessert. If you want a small dessert, maybe like a little ice cream or something, don't go crazy, but you'll have room for that as well. So so that is what I personally do in order to keep in my calorie budget. I understand that a lot of you out there are not as fortunate as I am to have a 24-hour fitness membership. I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful that I have that. And not everyone can afford it. Not everyone can go to the gym. Not everyone, I mean, due to injuries or health reasons, maybe you can't go out there and exercise. I mean, you can, even if you don't have a membership to a gym, you can go out for a run or even just a walk. All these things will help, obviously, but not everyone has that mobility. They might have mobility issues and they don't have that ability to do that. So I understand that. Now that is why exercise is not absolutely necessary. It's just a plus. So going back to the calories in, calories out. Say you're allowed 1,500 calories, and then say you go to the gym and work out for 500 calories. Now, technically, you've just added 500 more calories to your amount for the day. So your mind is probably going, okay, well, now I have 500 calories more, so now I can eat 2,000 calories. That's where I used to go. That's the mentality I used to have, and that's why I was having a hard time losing weight for a while. Even though I was using MyFitnessPal, not really to the extent that I should have been, not really following it completely, and even though I was going to the gym every day, I thought, okay, well, now I have all these extra calories I can eat. So now I've just burned 500 calories, I can go and eat a burger and eat another 500 calories, and I'm good. It just evens out. It's not the way it works. So what you should be doing is ignoring those calories that you just burned. And those are now pocketed as extra calories that you've now burned off, basically like a buffer zone. Think of it that way. So now if you do happen to make a mistake and eat an extra piece of cake at a birthday party, or you have a couple drinks and you go a little too far with that, now you have those extra 500 calories, so you're not really hurting yourself too much. You see what I'm saying? So, but it doesn't mean you have to go and eat those extra 500 calories though. You have a little more room to go. So don't think of it as now you have 2,000 calories to eat. You're still doing your 1,500 or whatever it is, depending on your body weight or whatever. I'm just using that as an example, 1,500. But whatever your goal is for the day, stick with that. Don't add those extra exercise calories. That's the important thing to remember. MyFitnessPal a little bit with you. Now I'm going to show you a little more in detail how this app works. I will show you exactly all the features on it and everything, so you can see exactly how it works when you want to start using it. So at the top there, you can see it shows you calories remaining, shows you your goal. Mine is set at 1,500. Then it shows you how much food, like calories with the food you've eaten so far, so calories in, and then it shows you plus your exercise calories, calories out, and then it shows you the remaining. Now, as we've talked about earlier, just don't pay attention to that green number. Really focus only on the food and the goal. And you take the goal amount and you subtract your food amount, how much you're at versus how much you should be at, and that's how you can budget it. And then, so when you go down, you can go into your diary, and that shows you your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of that is listed for you. As you can see so far, I just have breakfast in there. That's all I've had so far today. So that shows you what I had, all the food I had for breakfast, all the calories I've had so far. Then say I were to go to lunch, let's just say, for example, I went to Subway for lunch. Just put that in there. You can look up Subway in the search, and then all the Subway menu items will come up. Okay, so it'll list every menu item and the calories on there for you. So say I just got the club sandwich, this is just for example only. Then I would click that, click the check there, and it automatically adds that into your calorie journal for the day. Then I would now know that I've had 605 calories so far today. My goal is 1,500, so I would subtract 1,500 minus 605, and then I get the number in my head for what I can eat later on today. Then you can also, see, I just clicked home. That shows you, there's a lot of things you can read there. If you press the plus, you can also record your weight. This is how I do it every day in the morning. And well, now you can see my weight today, but you can change that at any point, and then you do it for the date. You can even make a progress photo if you want, and that keeps track every single day for you. There's also a feature for exercise. Now you click on exercise, and you can either do cardio or strength, depending on which one you want. Cardio is more calorie related, so if you're focusing on your calories more and you're trying to lose weight, this is probably the one you want to record. Strength is just for your own benefit, so you just so you know. And so for cardio, you can see a lot of the exercises are already listed in there. Say you did the elliptical today, you would click that, then you could put whatever amount of minutes you did, you can put that in. Say you did 30 minutes, and that'll automatically show you a good estimate about how many calories you burned in that 30 minutes based on your weight and everything. It's all calculated in there for you with MyFitnessPal. So you could click that, it would add it to your entry, and then it would add it to your day. And so as you can see in my diary, it actually lists it right now. I already did 45 minutes of the stair treadmill today, and that's the amount of calories I burned using that. I also have a Fitbit. If you want to invest in one of those, that's also a very good idea to use as well, and that will track your steps throughout the day as well. That will also add to your calories burned through exercise-wise each day. So, and that can be linked to your MyFitnessPal as well, so you can also put that in there for you, just for your own well-being, so you know how many calories you burned. Obviously, you're not going to pay attention to that when you're calculating your calories for the day. So also in MyFitnessPal, you also can set goals. And this is a really important and very good thing to keep in mind. So here you can see this was my starting weight, this is my current weight, that was my goal weight. You can set all that for yourself. Now the important thing here, and this is something you should focus on, the weekly goal, you can set it if you want to lose 2 pounds per week, if you want to lose 1.5 pounds per week, 1 pound per week, 0.5 pounds, or you want to maintain your weight. All those things can be very useful, all depending on what you want to do. So say you want to lose 1 pound per week. Now, you can press yes. And now that's going to automatically set your calorie goal and everything based on that. So for me, at this point right now, it would just still keep it at 1500. So let's go in there and I'll change it. Let's say your current weight is, we'll change this up a little bit. I'll set it for, to give you a good idea, for someone who has a significant amount of weight to lose, we'll set it for, let's just say 270 pounds. Now we'll get an idea for how much they will have to eat in order to, oh, and then you can also change the activity level too. So I have it at not very active. You can set it for whatever you want. I think it's best to keep it at not very active though. So now it's going to change everything for me. So now as you notice, to lose 1 pound a week, now instead of 1500, it's going to set it at automatically at 2120. So as you can see, if you weigh more, you have a lot more room to eat. And so that is to lose 1 pound a week. You can eat 2120. So you have, just think about that. That's a lot more room. It's not as hard as it seems, as it's been making it seem so far. And so you can still eat pretty good amount of food, and you'll still be losing 1 pound per week. If you wanted to lose 2 pounds per week at that weight, we'll change it for that. So let's change it to 2. And now you're looking at 1620. So that's to lose 2 pounds per week. And as you can tell, like I explained before, that's that 500 calories per day that you'll have to do to lose that another pound a week. So as you can see, that's how it's going to work. I hope this was really informative for you guys out there. Thank you for watching. Thank you, especially if you made it all the way through to this part. Thank you so much. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. This is a brand new channel, my first video on this channel, so hopefully I would love to get subscribers out there. Also, if you have any further questions, please leave those in the comments and I'd be glad to answer them for you. If there's anything that I didn't explain right or whatever, or anything you want to know, just let me know, please. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time.